Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to I Am Your President, a new presidential simulation style game, which just came out yesterday, and we played the first look yesterday. We're picking that game up here. This is part 2 of our first look. We are the president. We are doing reasonably well on a couple of key metrics in this game, which determine your success. Basically, to stay in office, you need to make sure that these 6 metrics along the top here don't fall to a 0. You start at 300 at all of them, so we're actually doing okay in society, politics, industry, military. We're a little behind in diplomacy and way low on economy, but the economy is moving in the right direction. And I forget what turn we're on. Let's take a look here. There's a way to find out. We go to my presidency, I think. I'm not really sure. I think we're a little ways in. I think we're turn 5. Yeah, we've already used all of our action points for this turn, which was largely focused on diplomacy. We're trying to get trade agreements so that we can get our, not our economy, our politics and military trending in the right direction. Everything else is trending properly, but politics is going the wrong direction. And we've got a little bit of room to play with there. And then military as well. But it looks like someone wants to come in, so let's see what is this our director of communications wants. I'm as good as ever. Wonderful. We have an important matter to discuss today. I'm glad to see you're in top shape. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is right. We got to work on our public image. The election is coming up. It's 3 years away, but in American politics, it's always election season. So we've got to answer some questions which define sort of our self. This is not in the tutorial, but it might as well be. So you're still obviously sort of shaping your character. I'm not sure how much leeway you have to go one direction or the other. I mean, you're either a Republican or a Democrat in this game. There's not a ton of options to be like a true independent type character. So even though there's like this big fancy political chart or whatnot, it's not clear to me how much that matters, but we'll see. Okay, let's start with your identity as a politician, sir. As a leader, what emotions would you like to inspire in your constituents? Excitement, I would say, right? Like you want to inspire people, especially since one of our objectives is to go to the moon. Going distrust of our institutions, which are often believed to undermine the rights and freedoms of regular citizens. What would you like to lean? Would you like to lean on such libertarian sentiments? Oh, I think a lot of that is sort of misplaced. So also, like, we are the president, so why would we want to attack the institutions that we're managing? That feels like it would be counterproductive, right? All of the government is bad, including myself. Wait, what? On the other hand, many Americans believe there's many more immediate threats, both foreign and domestic. Putting our nation at risk, this demographic would like to typically see their leader express a stronger stance on matters of order and security. Yeah, I want to keep people safe. Let's consider how much emphasis we want to put on national pride and prosperity. Pride and prosperity, that's going to fuel society, I imagine. I'm not against some positive reinforcement, but let's not turn my presidential campaign into a circle jerk. Okay, population becoming more aware of progressive policies popular in other developed nations. Issues such as climate change, social safety nets, and technology advancement are discussed over dinner at the dinner table much more frequently in the past. I don't know if that's really true or not, but you know, would you like us to include them in your platform? We are Democrat according to the game. So yes, but like there are more urgent matters than that. So at least according to my answer here. So let's not make it the only thing we care about. I'd like to maintain some flexibility here. Last but not least, we need to talk about money. Unfortunately, fundraising is something we cannot overlook. Do you have any preferences in that regard? Don't worry about that. Businesses are going to support me. The businesses, I'll need to get the economy in better shape for them to support me, probably. My party will take good care of their #1 guy. Always been a man of the people. I'm a man of the people. The politics thing, well, it's going the wrong direction, though. Society seems to be the easiest thing so far. So let's be a man of the people and rely on individual donations. Good, to be honest. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. A lot of text here. Me too, my friend. Me too. Otherwise, there might be some conflict between the real you and your media persona. Oh. So we got to pay attention to the answers we just gave? Okay, well. I love the little cardboard cutouts. That's such a amusing touch to me. By the way, how do people view my presidency right now? My history, let's see. So right now we've done Law and Order. Under Law and Order, we've done forming a council on oil spill prevention, Mental Health Awareness Week. I think we responded to the atheist convention shooting. I don't remember what we did. Okay. Oh, we've slid from mainstream centrism into egalitarianism. I can't pronounce the word. Liberalism. Okay, well, we're moving toward anarcho-communism, huh? President seems too hands-off. Huge fan, of course, live and let live. You know, I feel like he gets that. And Europeans like us. All right, the economy continues moving in the right direction. The politics score and the military score are dropping. Military score seems to be of more immediate concern, perhaps. We've got something in our mailbox. Agricultural monopolization counteraction. Good morning, Mr. President. I trust you had a chance to familiarize yourself with monopolizing counter. That does not look like it's spelled right to me, but I guess let's read the document. The problem is I wish the documents gave you more context of what you're actually signing. USDA is to double its efforts in combating agricultural monopolization and supporting small farms in their business endeavors. Agricultural corporations engaging in exclusive supply agreements and predatory land acquisition shall immediately be prosecuted under the harshest antitrust laws. Yeah, stand up for the little guy, huh? I guess. I don't know. Like, it doesn't tell me what the actual act of signing these laws. Like, it doesn't give you enough information about your decisions. Hey, it's my chief of staff. How you doing, bro? Mr. President, I hope also it doesn't really make it clear what impact the laws you're signing have anyway. Gotten used to this office already. There's some work ahead of us. Rather cooperation. Cooperation? Well, you've already appointed the entire cabinet of the United States, and by now they should be up and running with their new reality. Left alone, however, they may be ineffective. It's a random bunch that the party suggested to me. You may be right. I agree. What do you suggest? I suggest looking at them, engaging their moods. Check if they're motivated enough. Your decisions can affect their performance, so it's essential to keep it under control at all times. If they see that you're doing what they themselves believe in, they will stand behind you. It's pretty cynical, but shared interest brings people together best. Okay. Control is a form of trust, so don't be afraid. A lousy advisor can do more harm than help, and human nature is unpredictable. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Sure, my guy. Sure, buddy. So we're going to do something with the cabinet, I guess. So the game is, again, it's not like we're not in the tutorial, but the game is continuing to layer on complexity and stuff and things we got to deal with here. So every leader needs a council. Cabinet members are here to do just that. Besides occupying a specific position, everybody has unique talents and preferences, which is something to keep in mind. From among the cabinet members, select close advisors. Only close advisors will affect the daily change in statistics. Press the left mouse button and hold to move the cabinet members. Press the right mouse button to check the details. So we've got a pretty large cabinet here. We've got a Secretary of Agriculture, Administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency, Secretary of the Treasury, Attorney General, Administrator of the Small Business Administration, Director of the CIA, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security, Trade, Energy, Secretary of State. God, these guys just all look like, and they probably were just pulled off of like stock photos of people in suits. Housing and Urban Development, Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Labor, Commerce, Interior, Veterans Affairs, Office and Management and Budget. Okay, so I have to like move people to be. So Secretary of Commerce helps our industry score. Labor helps our society score. Homeland helps our military score. So that's all pretty straightforward. Secretary of State, no changes. Okay. So do I just bring people into the... Okay, so it seems that everybody who's in green here has a positive score rating, whereas people who are in red, or I guess not red, this like tan, have a negative score. So if people agree with what I'm doing, they will be better at their job, is what the game's saying. If there's people who are kind of neutral, they don't actually make any changes to your your stats here. So I guess how many people can we put in our close advisors? Only close advisors will affect the daily changes. But like, okay, it doesn't really tell me. So like, I want to help the economy and industry. So this guy is like rock solid Office of Management and Budget. Secretary of Defense, that'll completely fix my negative income in defense. Politics we need to increase as well. So let's see here. Who is agreeing? The military folks are generally okay. The industry folks are okay. I think I need to get my, but nobody in who affects my politics side. I guess CIA. Also, like, we don't want him to overthrow us, right? Like, the CIA could get up to some shady shit. God, everybody I think who would help this stat are not either not happy with me or they're indifferent. I don't know what putting someone in your close advisors really, what impact it has other than on these traits, though. All right, let's put the this person, Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, will help my, well, that's society score. That's not really what I care about. I want the political score, which I guess is the CIA, dude. Oh, okay. So you can right click and get more information. I never expected a perfect work from an imperfect man. Preaims threats and pursues U.S. national security objectives. So it's just these 5 then, I guess, who are the closest to me. So he's already in our close advisors. So this person, the Secretary of the Interior, we should kick them out because they're not helping. Veterans Affairs. Commerce. The Attorney General. All right, so this will make changes of a plus 17 right now to the military, which will get us in the positive territory. And the industry is already positive, but it'll make it a little more positive. What we need is politics, but no one in here is good at fucking politics. I guess the economy would help too, generally speaking, but none of these people are gonna help me. Management and budget. I wonder if that'll give me like more money and stuff. Secretary, okay. So I guess we'll do management and budget. They seem to have the biggest impact. That's a 9 and a 9. 9 and a 9. The CIA guy isn't as like happy with me. He's like, his relationship is good, but I think the more positive you are, the more impactful the person is actually. So we don't need the 15 for the industry. I don't think the Secretary of Commerce is not the most in love with us. So let's switch her up with Secretary of Labor. You can see a much more impactful score here on society, because the Secretary of Labor thinks we're great. Okay, so that's plus 18, plus 1, plus 9, plus 9, plus 17. So the only thing we're still going to have to worry about right now is the negative 20 political score, but everything else is trending in the right direction. Do we want to replace the Secretary of the CIA or the director of the CIA with someone? I mean, the Secretary of Defense would give us way more military score. I don't know what having a high military score does for us. Let's just swap her out with military affairs because it'll just give me a better score. Anyway. 18, 18, 18. So 18 I think is the highest you can get. Unless I don't know if there's like a perfect rating that might be slightly better. Secretary of State, if I could get him to like me, would probably be a good score on the diplomacy score. Is there anybody else who can do better than 12? I mean, I guess the CIA director can't really do much anyway. So let's focus on... Oh, wait, why is this guy here? Small business administration's doing nothing for us. So we'll do Secretary of Transportation in there instead. That'll give me a plus 12. So our industry score will go really, will be in really good shape. And then we can either have a rockin' military or an even better industry score. This will hurt us. Military will drop by 4, so it'll be a net of 8. I'm honestly just going to keep the CIA guy there because I know it's only a 1, but given that the politics is in a negative at the moment, that feels like, well, maybe not. Maybe that's dumb. What, do we have anyone who can help the economy? No, it's just industry, society, or military. I guess let's go with industry. Okay. I think industry to 1,000 is an objective of ours too. So if we go to quests or promises or whatever, trucking along, well, industry never fall below 350. Politics never fall below 350. Economy rating of 1,000, which we're a ways away from. But you can see these are the changes we're going to make this turn, which actually solves, I think, all of our negative balances except for politics, where we've got a bit of breathing room. And we'll have to keep an eye on the cabinet because as we make different choices, these individuals' happiness with us may change. We have 6 actions available to us. Let's go to the Foreign Affairs section to see if we can get our politics score up. So we've got trade agreements, which take 2 actions, which will help what? We've got some... Oh, I didn't notice this. The countries that you can do trade agreements are highlighted with like a boundary around their country of yellow or whatever. So this, any of them help my political score. They'll help, some of them may help my industry score. They won't help my economy score, or at least some of them won't. That one would. But do any of them help my politics score? Some of them. So a trade agreement with Kazakhstan, I don't know what the logic is there, will improve the economy slightly. It will reduce our diplomacy score. And it will... help our political score by 6, I guess, maybe? What about Japan? Wow, that would really not be great. Oh, wait, I'm reading this wrong. This is how the action will change every turn. So it affects the industry. Is that how they all are? Are they all just industry related? What about investigation? Espionage. Doesn't really do anything. What does the espionage do again? Allows you to spy in countries and find opportunities to exploit. Invoke events can change your country's attributes, such as diplomatic relations. Okay. You have better chances with weaker countries by the look of it. All right, let's avoid this for now. We're not going to do any more diplomacy at the moment. So let's go check out the budget thing, right? Projects. So right now we've got a surplus in everything except politics. Plus 10 to lowest stat, which would actually be the economy. And that's every turn too, so that's nice. What would it cost me again? It's going to cost me industry points. I've got to keep the industry above 350 though, so I can't afford that. The economy, I don't have the band, or I don't have the wiggle room there. Military and politics, I could do this one. We could do diplomatic presence, but I don't know if that... It gives us a new action on the international relations screen. If we do reach out, it gives us the whatever that diplomatic action is. Which would cost us what? So what would this do? It would give us +5 max funding, give us that new capability. I think what I was interested in doing was the adjustment of baseline tax deductions. That'll help the economy and industry considerably. It will cost me 10 industries, so I probably don't want to fund that all this turn. I've got 6 points though. What am I going to do with all this shit? Domestic intelligence, I don't need that. If less than 400, then +10 society. That's not going to be true next turn though, so this would be like a 1 turn only thing, right? The max of industry drops by 200. We could do increased fossil fuel reserves, which helps the economy. Or Nuclear Energy Security Council. What I want to know is, how do I go to Mars? Ooh, we can get a military base if we do military engineering. What does that cost us? Economy and politics. Conquer upgrade? You can conquer countries? I've got 6 action points and I don't know what I want to do with them. Great. Honestly, I think we're just going to go back and do trade agreements on the international screen, because none of that seemed like it was terribly great for us, and it was all very expensive. And if we get better industry score, then we can spend that industry on some other things. So trade agreement, let's do that. And then let's see what are the most... I wish it would just like list the most effective countries for you to have trade agreements with. Brazil's an 8. That's the highest I've seen per turn. Italy is a 4 per turn. Yeah, of the countries that we can do anything with, maybe Japan is higher, actually. Japan is a 10. So this action will affect the change of 10 industry up every turn. It does spend 2 action points, but I think that's good, right? So we have a trade agreement with Japan now. Okay. We do a trade agreement with Brazil also. I don't really understand what those traits are on the bottom of the map there. Is that the... like, what exactly does that do? Okay. Remember, these are just the map-specific values. So we're going to have nice, hefty industry income. And I guess let's investigate someone, maybe like a weaker country who we can exploit. So we can do some investigation with a 11% chance in Algeria, 26% chance in Libya. So these are our best. Like if we try and do investigating in China, that's not going to go anywhere. Ooh, a 50% chance of the Central African Republic letting us having success. So we'll do that. And there you go. That's all of our action points for the turn. So let's end it. So you can see project daily changes, cabinet daily changes, world map daily changes. I wish it would just give you like a total summary of everything, like rather than having to scroll through these. There's no sum. As far as I can tell, there's no spot where it gives you a sum impact for the turn. World awaits new map events. Okay, so probably in the Central African Republic. Oh, actually, and also in Belgium. After following the supply lines, the ATF has located a huge narcotics distribution center in Belgium. I want a cut of the profits. Ooh, wow, that's a little shady, huh? Give me a cut of the profits and then what? I get, what, 50 economy score? That's a little absurd. Like, oh, we got a cut of the profits in Belgium, so the U.S. economy skyrocketed. This has gone too far. We need to shut it down. That'll improve our relationship with Belgium from open to allied. Also increase funding to espionage. If it fails, so a 50% chance of making Belgium allied versus open. And if it fails, then espionage gets more funding. Or this is just a tip of the iceberg, so why bother? Military and 1 action point. Cut on the profits seems to have like the biggest immediate impact for me as a player, although the military score would suck. That would hurt. But we're trying to get the economy to 1,000, right? Like that's our promise. So that'll help. Or that saves us a turn. So let's do that. Okay. Then we've also got the Central African Republic. We managed to locate one of the last remaining members of Al-Qaeda hiding in the Central African Republic. Demand is immediate extradition. This will lower the society score and increase the diplomacy score. Have him captured by U.S. Special Forces. This will improve the military if we succeed. It's a 50-50 of dropping the military by 50 or increasing it by 50. Why would we even bother with Al-Qaeda at this point? I don't want to hurt the society score that much. I guess we'll just gamble on getting a free 50 for the military. Success! Yay! Then we got the 50 military that we spent on that other crisis right back. Nice. All right. What's the mailbox say? Severance of federally funded programs aiding presidential campaign. The law of severance of federal funding programs aiding presidential campaign is waiting for your decision. Again, I don't know what this is going to do. I guess the thing is we have to consider now how this impacts our cabinet. Presidents can no longer apply for and receive federal funding for their political campaigns and must therefore seek alternative funding methods. No. Let's actually reject that. I gotta sign it. I think some level of funding for campaigns can be useful. It does help even the playing field a little bit, although I don't know what that's going to do for my cabinet. If we go here, these folks all still like me, everybody who are my close advisors. Sex state's still indifferent. Maybe, I don't know if these changes take effect immediately or not. Body man. I was like, you don't look like my Secretary of State. Good morning, Mr. President. There is someone that would like to meet you. Should I invite him in? Who is it? It's Tanquin Quintino, the film director. It's obviously supposed to be Taron. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I know who it's supposed to be. Anyway. Quentin Tarantino, that's what it's supposed to be. The film director, you must have seen his movies. I suppose Blurry Fiction is the most well-known. I haven't seen them. That will increase my society score? Or hurt it? Hurt it. Okay. Sure, go ahead and send him in. I guess I just, like, took a penalty on my society score for no reason. Good morning, Mr. President. Let me say that I'm extremely honored that you agreed to see me. But without further ado, let's get down to business. Have you already heard about my latest film? No. Ah, I see. So I've made a film about the U.S. presidency, and I believe that it would be highly appropriate to host a first screening here in the White House. Interesting. It's up to you if you agree to make a first screening at the White House. Locked due to previous choices. It would be cool to invite veterans. This could be a great celebration for our party. Make a screening invite to my colleagues. So this would presumably help our politics score. I don't want this to happen in the White House. I don't know why this would have an impact on our industry or diplomacy. I'm guessing it would help our society. Oh, okay. So the full bar means it'll help politics. The lower bar means it'll hurt industry and society if I agree to the screening. If I say no to the screening, it'll help my society score, and it'll hurt my industry score and my diplomacy. Okay. Sure. Let's help the party because that score is going down every turn anyway. See you then. Get your ass out of here, mister. I don't know. I don't know Pulp Fiction. Is the president really the hero? Politicians taking aim over the White House, or politicians taking over the White House. Tantan Quarantino comes back and instantly smashes the box office with his new hit, The President Hero. The movie tells the story of the young president taking over the White House and making some meaningful changes in society. It cannot be an accident that the premiere was launched in the White House in the presence of guests of honor, prominent politicians, and the president's party members. The gesture made clear that the president deeply cared for the people of his own and showed the White House is clearly the club of politicians only. Yeah, that's probably, I guess, not great for for public perception. All right, let's get back to the project screen here, which seems to be the main screen that you interact with on a day-to-day basis in this game. We do have some industry. We do have a buffer with some of our industry scores here. So this will help the lowest stat every turn, which is kind of a nice little thing. I don't really I don't know what health monitoring chips are. That seems a little intrusive. Young parent support program, plus 50 max all stats. Well, I'm not anywhere close to the max there. I like the idea of more diplomatic stuff that I can do. What do I have to spend here again? 10 military and 5 political, or 10 political. Per turn, diplomatic presence funding increases by 1. Domestic labor, we're going to do adjustments to the baseline tax thing. That'll probably make me more conservative and make some of my my folks not love me as much. Increase foreign operational budget. I'm just looking for the green things. They all seem to mostly be economy. None of them seem to be political. Limit diplomatic activity might be a positive political thing, but that limits my diplomatic activity, which is not a great thing. The only sort of universally positive thing by the looks of it here is the tax line deduction. So let's do that. Remember, we got to keep the industry above 350. We're also going to get all of what we spend back on the society. So we spent 50 of each of those. That got us a token for domestic labor. We can now either do insurance requirements for essential workers, which if domestic labor's current funding is full, then or is less than 20, then you get plus 5 to the economy per current domestic labor funding. or adjustments of baseline tax deductions, which is just an immediate positivity. Now, this will put me down the conservative political side of things. This would make my supporters and my party happier, presumably. But I'm going to go for the cheap win and go for the economy. Because again, remember, I'm trying to get the economy up to 1,000. So that's quote unquote the cheap win. So the economy should be doing even better next turn. All right, we got one more point. I don't really know what to do with, I guess, but we lose it if we don't spend it, so I should go back into the projects. Let's get down to the foreign policy thing, right? Espionage. Okay. Spend that, get one. I'll save what I have to spend next turn. End the turn. How am I supposed to get to Mars by turn 21? It's never given me an option to do anything with that yet. All right, daily cabinet changes, daily map changes. President Hero Act rejected, email pending legislation. Okay. Okay, you're banging down my door. What do you want? Sir, I'm sorry to barge in like this, but frankly speaking, I don't know what to do. Why? What's going on? She's my trade representative. I think I've had the most bizarre conversation of my whole life. I've gotten into an argument with a representative of one of the biggest energy suppliers in the U.S. Listen, you have to be more restrained. This will just make her mad. Not her, but it'll make, I guess, my scores go down of politics and economy. Whoa, over what? The main shareholders of NRGUS wants to put coal at the base of the food pyramid. What? That's insane. That was my reaction. That's preposterous. The food pyramid is an abstract concept. No? Not for long, sir. What? The commission to build a giant food pyramid in Detroit with coal at its base. Oh, okay. So like it's some sort of artistic symbology thing of like, here's the society and everything depends on coal. I guess I actually kind of get that. Everybody, although oil might make more sense. Everybody, sir, they own several major power plants in Michigan, so nobody there dares oppose them, not to mention how strong their position is here in D.C. You think we should intervene? I'm not going to go down in history as the clown president. I'm going to end it. This will hurt our political score and be neutral on the economy, I guess. Let them have this stupid pyramid. They're better. There are better hills to die on. Hurts my politics and society score. Tell them that if he promises not to build the food pyramid, we'll invest in coal reserves. Really? That seems like cynical politics. Let's do it. Let's intervene. Oh, wait, the economy. I'm confused. I don't understand these little things at all. I guess that actually helped our politics, but hurt our economy. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to the project screen here. We've got a... Oh, shit. Economy fell... Oh, but the industry didn't fall below 350. The economy is actually moving up pretty solidly. So the health monitoring chip just feels like something I should do. Like, I know it's not good for... It feels Big Brother, but look at the score here. Plus 10 to lowest stat. Funding hurts our industry, I guess. But I can afford a little bit of that. It does hurt the economy, too. But it's a free 10. This is where, like, you get into game logic as opposed to something that's actually good. For the country. All right, so we'll do that. I've got to keep the industry above 350, so we didn't fully fund it this turn. Let's go to the world map. Is there anything we can do trade agreement wise might help our industry? Australia. How do we not have a trade agreement with Australia? Also, I don't understand, if you're allied to someone, does that mean that like you also have a trade agreement with them? And why is the United Kingdom distrustful of me? All right, so Australia, trade agreement there. And actually that will let me spend another 10 on my project screen here. to fulfill the healthcare. And then I can do health monitoring chips. Or we can do refundable prescriptions, which hurts the economy. Increases funding, though. Reduce federal workers' insurance. Increases plus 10 to max funding, plus 5 to current funding, but it hurts political stuff. These all seem like negative attributes. So I guess we'll just go with health monitoring chips, because Big Brother knows best. So that'll give me a plus 10 to the lowest trait every single turn. That is a nice thing to have. Although, who knows what it'll do to our cabinet's opinion of us. Doesn't seem to be changing the militarist's opinion of us. I'm curious if any of these cabinet positions will change next turn. Maybe they only refresh once a turn. Anyway, let's end the turn. Okay. I still got to figure out how to get the politics up, although we did buy ourselves a little bit of time by appeasing our director of... I honestly don't remember what their title was. Hey, it's our chief of staff. It's been a couple months, dude. Where are you at? I'm assuming each turn's a month, but that might be wrong. Good morning. I have some bad news. Tom Ellsworth passed away last night. That leaves us with a vacancy in the Supreme Court. May he rest in peace. Your next move, sir, should be to nominate another United States Chief Justice. Just remember that he or she will have a lifetime tenure unless they resign. Is there another way to remove them? That hurts my... I'm assuming that hurts my politics score here. Do they have to be a lawyer? So maybe that actually helped if it... okay. Not exactly. In the 19th and 20th century, some justices were taught by mentors because there were not so many law schools back then. However, nowadays, they're usually lawyers and law school graduates. Do we have any good candidates? Yes, we have two major candidates. One is Joe Batten, who graduated in political science at Harvard University and earned a law degree from Stanford. The second is Helen Courtney, who finished Yale and a law degree and then got her PhD in law at Yale. Please tell me about Joe Batten. He's more of a conservative. He advocates for gun rights. He's all for cutting down the expenses on social programs and expanding military funds. What about Helen Courtney? She's a liberal. She is all for the free market and minority rights and is also keen on international image of the U.S. Well, we're trying to get the economy up, right? The free market convinces me. I'm ready to decide. You decide. All right, well, I guess I don't have a choice now. And I will sign it. Is that a promise thing? Helen Courtney appointed to the Supreme Court. The sudden death of Chief Justice Tom Ellsworth left the highest court puzzled. Following the procedure, the president nominated his candidate, Helen Courtney. She was appointed to the court what am I saying? After receiving confirmation from the Senate and then the president signed a formal commission today, the nominee took 2 oaths and finally became the official Chief Justice. Knowing the attitude of the Yale graduate, should we expect some new, more liberal executive orders to come into life? Only time will tell. I want to do the human mission to Mars. How the hell am I supposed to do that? Good morning. How can I help you out? Great. Thank you. This is a very sensitive topic. Oh. Thinking about health monitoring chips we've been implanting. I'm very interested in futuristic technology, so I studied the chip technical documentation and a few interesting things came to mind. Oh, fuck. This sounds scary. Sir, what if we use these chips to monitor the population and reinforce public security? We could prevent many crimes and save tons of money on information gathering. The legislation clearly said chips would not be used for those purposes. Indeed, sir. They don't contain any mechanism that could be used to emit any signal, but wouldn't be necessary from what I have in mind. Let's see the chip react to certain chemicals in the patient's blood. During a checkup, the doctor can see how many markers have been altered and thus get a good idea about how the patient's condition. What if we expanded the number of markers in every chip so that they also keep track of various other compounds? This is just sci-fi Looney Tune land. Absolutely not. That would be highly unethical. I would never allow such a thing. Get out of here. You're nonsense. Is he in my inner circle? Is that why he was given access to me and could come in and propose this harebrained scheme? No, he's not even in my inner circle. He's on the outside. God. I'm just imagining I just threw him out of the the Oval Office. Like, get out of here with your nonsense. God damn it. All right, so our politics doesn't seem to be going down by 20 a turn. I'm not really sure. Why? Society's definitely going up. Economy, industry, okay. Military, diplomacy, like we're doing okay there. If we go to the project screen here, we do want to do the reach out thing for diplomacy is a good thing. I don't have any tokens available in diplomatic presence. Or was that, were we doing espionage? I was doing espionage, wasn't I? And we did increase foreign operational budget. Digital backdoor division. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to do. I guess this screen, I'm not really inspired to do anything on this screen this turn. What about more trade? More trade! Argentina's a +2 to industry. 1. Italy's a +4. All right, well, Italy looks like the most lucrative country out here to have a trade agreement with. Looks like Ethiopia would be another good one. And then let's actually, we've got 8 trade agreements now. Let's do some investigations. I don't know if I had to do another investigation of the Central African Republic. Like, I guess since we already had that action occur. So let's investigate. Russia's like such a small chance. Well, let's do it anyway. Maybe something big will come of it and we'll get like a really positive event we can use. All right, things seem to be trending in the right track. Mostly. Economy's up over 400. What's our chief of staff one? We're ruined! Is it snowing out? Speak fast. Yes, and all this before 11 in the morning. Crisis. Crisis chases crisis. Everything is falling into place. Only aliens are missing. Aliens? As it happens, they are ready. Your pretty long honeymoon in the Oval Office is over. The people are already bored. They strike, whine, protest, and plot against us. What happened, dude? Chill. Where to start? The bad news are the worst. Start with the bad. Show me. Sticky people. Mysterious people stick themselves to exhibits with glue. I don't know what this progress crisis scale lightning bolt thing is. It looks like our industry is going to drop by 9 and so will our society. Which doesn't even matter because we've got very positive scores on both of those. Okay. Go ahead and... Why is this a problem anyway? They blame you and your disregard for ecology. Okay, so this is like an environmental thing. Lake Michigan naval battle. People be serious. The dangers. Where do you even get cannons from? What? Okay. What the fuck? People are fighting naval battles in Lake Michigan? All right, at least our military score is still trending in the right direction. What was the other one? Politics? That's not great. Oh God, what can I do with this? With this, nothing. The milk has been spilled. However, you can proceed to level the losses. How? Well, the crisis that affects you do not affect you directly. They mainly tarnish your image, but that's all. If you improve your image, these little slip-ups and sort of problems will flow over you faster. Okay? Sometimes one good law can convince progressives or conservative crazies to join you. First of all, check what they expect from you. Okay. So there are multiple crises. It appears that progress -1. So these crises will last 15 turns by the looks of it. I'm assuming that's what this bolt here means, minus by 1 per turn, and they're 15 and 13. I'm guessing there are laws I can do to reduce them. There's different types of crises as well. Okay. What's in our mailbox? Ensuring humane incarcerations and interrogations. Okay. Bring it to my desk. All interrogations and incarceration procedures are subject to new transparency regulations in order to ensure the humane treatment of both American citizens as well as foreign criminals apprehended by U.S. forces. The executive personnel of a given detention facility shall be held personally responsible. So basically, we're saying we don't torture people. I'm fine saying that. Let's not torture people. Torturing seems like a bad thing. And its effectiveness in most studies is somewhat unclear or dubious at best. Although I'm going to guess my military folks may not like that. Certainly the secretary of the... Where'd the CIA guy go? Is he in my inner circle? No, he's not. We removed him. Here he is. Interesting. I don't really get the lightning bolt thing. Does that... Did what I just do influence any of these things? No? Okay. All right. Politics is still going the wrong way. I've got 20 turns left until I get to 0, which that still feels a little ways out. AI diagnostic software just gives me more action points. +8 to all stats per turn. Yes, please. How the hell do I get to that? So we got to do AI diagnostic first. Sorry, I'm more interested in technology at the moment in this game than I am. Oh, this doesn't even hurt my industry. It just hurts the economy. Okay, diagnostic software. Yes. We have a max of 5 funding, by the way, for healthcare. Or maybe in general? I'm not really sure. Okay. I can't afford any more this turn. I'm 1 away from another token, which would give me self-checkout clinics. Hell yeah. Let's get to that next turn so we can get that. What the hell happened on Lake Michigan? I need to know. World awaits new map events. Okay. What's going on here? Several politicians have been found to have long-standing ties to the local neo-Nazi group. Is this in Germany? Because it looks like it. Very disappointing. Oh, it's in Luxembourg. So we can move Luxembourg from open to distrustful, and it'll improve my diplomacy score by 50. Or we can be measured in our response, and who knows who wins the next election here. That'll make them allied with us. Or it'll make us lose diplomacy score. Let's turn our back to the neo-Nazi. It is Luxembourg, though. I don't really care if we piss Luxembourg off. Who cares? It's Luxembourg. It's like this tiny ass country. They're rich, but it's tiny. So I'll take the free diplomacy. Okay. Did the cabinet get any more angry or happy or whatever with me? No. Doesn't look like those stats on the cabinet change very frequently. Who are you? Oh, you're the vice president. Who is my vice president? As the national spokesman, National Space Council chairman, I'm here to deliver the good news. Is it connected with our human mission to Mars? Exactly. NASA has just finished constructing the reusable space vehicle. That's great. How will it work? There's a massive milestone for space travel. It will allow us to travel to multiple times to our chosen orbit and beyond. Let's imagine space vehicles are just as available as airplanes. That's really exciting. Let's launch it now. There's a problem, sir. Each space flight has a launch period, and for Mars it occurs every 52 months and lasts for a week. The thing is, the launch window is supposed to open soon. That's good news, right? Well, not exactly. Our scientists have observed massive solar storms that will affect radiation on Mars' surface. This means the flight and the provided launch window will be hazardous for the crew due to ionizing radiation. Can't we just postpone it till another launch window? Not, sir. I'm afraid not. It'll occur just after my presidency. Well, fuck. Well, then I'll just tell the people I could not keep that promise due to reasons. That means we have to do it now. I don't think that's responsible, sir. You're putting your astronauts' lives on the line. And for what? For your image? Yes, that's what politics is all about. Okay, so are we going to Mars, guys? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. It's been about an hour, so I think we'll wrap this episode up here. I hope you guys are enjoying I Am Your President. This is a new game out on Steam. It's a political sort of text-based type adventure with some strategic elements and kind of goofy. I'm not totally clear how much my choices matter, but at least on my first playthrough, I'm actually kind of enjoying myself. I hope you guys are enjoying watching it. Please leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer, as always, saying thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.